Hello and Assalamualaikum. So today I will be presenting my final year project proposal presentation. Okay, so first I'm going to introduce myself. So my name is Aliya binti NUAWI. I am from CS2595B of Bachelor of Information Systems Honors Intelligent Systems Engineering. So next is my FYP title and my supervisor's name. So the title is Sentiment Analysis of Home Application Spreads using Support Vector Machine SVM, and my supervisor is Dr. Shazlina Abdurrahman. So these are the contents in the presentation. First, we start with background study, problem statement, research questions, objective, scope, significance, literature review, research methodology, system architecture, and lastly, the Gantt chart. So next is the background study. With 91% of nations using the internet, Shopee was one of the most popular e-commerce apps in the country, and the reviews of home appliances on Shopee continues to grow over time. So users can express their opinion about a lot of things, including quality, price, service of website, online seller, and the speed of delivery. So the grouping of reviews of goods from customer is influenced by the emotions group or classified to determine their polarizing positive or negative. Hence, while purchasing items such as home appliances, online shoppers frequently refer to other users' comments in order to evaluate the product's quality before purchasing them. So, what is e-commerce? E-commerce, which is also known as electronic commerce, is the buying and selling of products and services through the internet. Virtually, the internet has provided people with access to practically anything that humanity desires. According to Shetty, any remote user may access everything with a single click. This has resulted in a rapid growth in the popularity of online purchasing through e-commerce websites. These websites cater to each user's specific needs and desires. People nowadays choose to shop at an e-commerce shopping center rather than going to a physical store. The reason for this is firstly, they don't have time to browse all of the stores, and second, they want to minimize interaction with other people as much as possible due to the current pandemic of COVID-19. So next, what is the sentiment analysis? The fundamental of sentiment analysis, according to Hidayah, is to categorize the polarity of given text and determine whether the opinions conveyed in text forms are positive or negative. Sentiment analysis is necessary to automatically identify sentiment included within opinion and is implemented not only to commercial product reviews but also to all sorts of social communication sites and stock markets. Furthermore, sentiment analysis, which is also known as opinion mining, is used to determine what people think about their services and goods on social media platforms, as well as to enhance marketing strategies by utilizing product reviews and an efficient approach for sentiment polarity prediction. The opinion mining, which I got from customer review of certain products. Reviews serve as trust-building tool for customers, allowing them to make smart selections by judging the experiences of previous buyers. So these are some of the examples of customer reviews from comment section of Shopee e-commerce website. As you can see, some of the reviews are not clear about the product ratings because some included the external factors such as courier service. So sellers sometimes doesn't have time to reply on every comments, but I included some of the reply that they replied to the customer for their customer service. So next is the problem statement. First is the number of reviews from customers regarding the product grows fast, and some for the popular product, number of reviews might reach thousands. So due to the large number of reviews, customers seldom take the time to thoroughly analyze the comment content. Next is the manufacturers have difficulties to determine the success of the product and are certain of the response due to the combination of external factors, like I mentioned earlier about the packaging and courier service. Moreover, when a manufacturer expects customer input to improve product, the interaction with client takes a long time. So next is the research question. I have 3 research questions, which is first is to what are the keywords related to the home appliances brands, and second, how to develop a sentiment model using the support vector machine algorithm, And third is how can a sentiment analysis dashboard for home appliances brands be developed? So this is the research objective. The first objective is to identify keywords on public sentiment towards home appliances in Shopee, and second is to develop a sentiment model for sentiment analysis using machine learning algorithm, like I said earlier in my title, support vector machine SVM. So I use SVM because among the previous research works on sentiment analysis that I read, most of the high accuracy is using SVM. So next is to analyze performance of home appliances products brands in Malaysia based on sentiment results. For this, I will make a dashboard to analyze and compare the results between the brands. So for the research scope, first like I said in the objective, I'll be using sentiment analysis. So I'll be using it to retrieve the customer's review of home appliances, and the target user are home appliances buyers, not only housewives but also individuals who use household appliances. So the data will be collected from Shopee for 6 months from November 2020 until April 2021. The data that will be collected for each product will be around 100. So for 5 products will be 500 data set. So I decided to use two top Malaysia's leading brands according to Privacy Shield website, which are Panasonic and Kin. For the home appliances, vacuum cleaner, dark kettle, washing machine, electronic oven, and lastly, blender. These are among home appliances that have many reviews on Shopee. Next is the significance. Firstly, for the customer, it is to promote brands loyalty to the customer by having customer use the same brand on all home appliances, and would like to promote Malaysia's brand. Secondly is to the manufacturers, where manufacturers can access brand popularity and use customer feedback to develop new product ideas. So according to Singla, manufacturers may adhere to customer requirements in the target market, as well as get an understanding of the competitive market and current trends that influence their marketing decisions. So next is the literature review. Literature review is where I explain the domain area, which is the e-commerce, the techniques that was used by the past researchers and associated studies that related to this final year project. So I got the research works for 5 years, from 2017 until now 2021. So here's my map that I made for this project. So for the domain is sentiment analysis and e-commerce, and some of the AI techniques that was mentioned is knife bias, decision tree, random forest, SVM, and KNN, K nearest neighbor. And there are some related words that I list in the mind map. I put 3 title. And this is a summary of related words that contain techniques that are related to the domain. First is for the sentiment analysis in e-commerce, a review on the techniques and algorithm, which use knife bias and vocabulary lexicon, and found out that knife bias has higher accuracy of 83%. And next is using knife bias 2, and some are using support vector machine. So using the literature review that I read, most of the research works are using SVM and knife bias, which has high accuracy, not only in product reviews, but also movie reviews, cricket datasets, Twitter datasets, which has high accuracy as well. So this is the research methodology. So for the phases, start from preliminary study and knowledge acquisition, and following that, the data collection and pre-processing. Next is the model design and development, as well as testing and dashboard analysis. And lastly is the documentation for final year project full report. So for the first objective, there are two phases for the beginning of the project. First is the preliminary study, which was completed for chapter 1 for background study, problem statement, research questions, objectives, scopes, and significance. Following that, the knowledge acquisition, which is done for chapter 2, which I did a literature review to understand more about the domain and related techniques used for this project. So further data collection and pre-processing, in which we collect the data from Shopee and pre-process the text data and generate a CSV file that has the clean reviews on public sentiment toward home appliances. So the second objective is to develop a sentiment model for sentiment analysis using machine learning algorithm, which I will start to design the architecture, the dashboard architecture, and develop the dashboard of sentiment analysis of home appliances brands. And lastly is to analyze the dashboard of the customer review and to start our documentation phase, which is to write the final project full report. So next is the dashboard architecture. First, for the raw data, which I will get from Shopee, as mentioned earlier, and the data processing, which I will tokenize the words and stop word removal and lemmatization the data. And for the pre-processed data, which is in CSV file, we use the classification, which is support vector machine SVM, and data visualization that we use Power BI as to analyze the home appliances brands. So next is the Gantt chart. So this is the Gantt chart from semester 5 to semester break, and lastly semester 6 to complete the whole final year project, which is sentiment analysis of home appliances brands using support vector machine SVM. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.